Hello YouTube, Dave here again. So this week I was intending to have my beginner's guide to creating a first level cleric up and running, but I didn't get around to it. Just a lot of things were kind of going on this week and lost a little bit of time in order to try to make these videos. But I thought this actually presents a really interesting opportunity. So for these videos, I've been using my collection of D&D miniatures as sort of the inspiration for creating these different characters. Now, so far I have stuck directly to like the iconic miniatures from the 3rd edition Player's Handbook, but I can definitely, branch out from just that. And I thought it would be kind of interesting to let you guys, the viewers, help me with this series. So the idea is I need to make a cleric, but I've got a whole bunch of cleric miniatures that could serve as the source of inspiration. So the one that's a little wobbly there is the first one. So this is Jozan. This is the Cleric of Pelor. And this was the iconic one, obviously, from the 3rd edition Player's Handbook. So he was the one that I was kind of considering, but there are others. So I'm going to leave that choice up to you. But here is Jozan. And I'll provide the names of the miniatures as well. So just basically, in order to vote, just put down in the comments below which one of these minis you'd rather see made into a character. So we got Jozan there. So this one here is looks like it's just a female human. She's got a spear, but she is listed as a healer, and she had clerical abilities in the miniatures game, and sort of a kind of a flaccid spear there, but that happens. So there's the healer. Then we have the Cleric of St. Cuthbert. As an option, and I'll try to equip them as best I can to what we actually see here. So like the weapons that they're wielding are the ones that I will do my best to make sure that they have in the game itself. So then we have the cleric. Oh, let's see if I can get it to focus here. Cleric of Sereth, and he's got a crossbow, a mace, and a shield, but it looks like he's sort of primarily uses that crossbow. Oh. So we got him, he's human. Actually, all of them have been human so far, so why don't we just go on with our last human here. So this was the Cleric of Order from the Harbinger set of D&D minis. He's got just a quarterstaff. Definitely probably the oldest looking, even though the Cleric of St. Cuthbert was pretty old looking as well. So those are the human ones that I have, but I also have a couple of other clerics that I see here. And again, I do want to base these off of the miniatures that I have. So unfortunately, this is where we're going to have to sort of leave it off. So unfortunately, there's no writing in of candidates, but we do have a dwarven cleric here, a Cleric of Moradin. Now I also have a Dwarf Hammer Priest, which I couldn't find the miniature for easily, but basically it's a Dwarven Cleric that uses a maul instead of just a Warhammer. And then lastly, we have a little halfling Cleric of Yondala. Oh. Get it, I don't know if this one's going to focus too well. But Cleric of Yondala, so it's a little teeny tiny halfling with a giant shield with the Horn of Plenty on it, or cornucopia, whatever you want to call it. So there you go. So those are the options. So we've got, we have the Cleric of Order with like the old man with the staff, basically. So we have him. We have the Cleric of Sereth, which is like the crossbowman. Then we have the older, more, experienced, I guess you could say, Cleric of St. Cuthbert. We have Jozan, the Cleric of Pelor. We have our healer. And of course we have our Cleric of Moradin and our Cleric of Yondala. So those are the options. None of these races have been used yet for the purposes of this series, so that was another thing that I want to do, is make sure that I have all of the Player's Handbook races represented as well. So those are your options. So we got the Cleric of Order, Cleric of Sereth, Cleric of St. Cuthbert, Jozan, Healer, Halfling of Yondala, Cleric of Yondala, and the Dwarf Cleric of Moradin. So let me know in the comments below which of these ones you would rather see the creation for, and I'll base the video off of that, and that video will be going up. So the voting will be open basically all weekend, and whichever one has the most votes will be the one that I make the Cleric for on Monday. So anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I look forward to seeing how many of you actually vote for this, and be interested to see which one of these Clerics wins. So again, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Take care.